Well, we think it's really important that Sheffield, which has had a long history of showing solidarity with progressive and oppressed movements around the world, speaks out on the issue of Venezuela and the US and Western imperialism that's been done in our name with the threats they're making to Venezuela.
When you say to stand in solidarity with Venezuela, many Venezuelans are wanting Maduro to go.
Well, we think the best way of resolving an issue like this is to have a peaceful and negotiated settlement between different factions within Venezuelan civil society, and not to have the United States government threatening all options up to and including military action.
Chris Pearce, if I can bring you in, are you in support for the Labour Party just to be quiet on this, not to criticise what's happening in Venezuela?
I don't think that they have been quiet. I think the front bench, the Labour front bench, have been quite clear, saying that there needs to be a proper negotiated outcome, but that needs to be done by the people of Venezuela. So we've had their signs from the leader, Jeremy Corbyn, with the full support of his front bench to say that, you know, this is something where the US need to back off and let the people of Venezuela sort out and deal with the issues in Venezuela.
Well, if you look at currently what's happening in Venezuela, the country is collapsing. There is no food, there is no medicine. How long do you think this can go for?
It's terrible, yes, I can see that, but we've got to have a look at how this has come about, because that country has been facing sanctions for some time now, and if you have sanctions in place, if there is a blockade in place, ultimately the people that are affected are the people of that country. So it's somewhat convenient now for the US to point and make issues to do with the Venezuelan economy when they've been at the forefront of driving it down and bringing it down.
Looking at the protest or the standing solidarity that you are having here today, do you think this can have any impact?
Yeah, well, we called an emergency rally a few weeks ago when the United States, the UK and their allies started to ramp up the drumbeats for war. We called an emergency rally, and this is a further rally to show solidarity as well. It's important that we have the argument here because our government and the Western media, based in this country, is playing a large part in driving the arguments for intervention. So it's important that we say, as a city, it's not in our name, we don't want military intervention or the threats of military intervention, and instead we want to promote a peaceful, negotiated settlement in all countries.
But if you look at the way Maduro is handling things, it's not helping either, isn't it? Because he's been told to resign, he's refused to do so, and many countries in Europe, including the European Union, have already endorsed the opposition leader, and Maduro is still sticking to power. That's not helping the Venezuelan, is it?
Well, he has said he is willing to negotiate, he's willing to talk.
But not willing to relinquish power.
He was elected to power, and he has had discussions, and he is willing to sit down and speak and find a peaceful way of doing this. He went through the election. There was 200 independent people there who overlooked that. Whether that's right or wrong, at the point we're at the moment is a point where he is not saying he is unwilling to speak and to talk and to come to a negotiated outcome.